The atmosphere inside Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium carried all the excitement that usually comes with an SEC matchup. Fans from both sides expected an intense battle between two proud programs searching for a breakthrough in conference play. For Auburn, the stakes could hardly have been higher. After suffering 4 consecutive losses against ranked opponents, the Tigers arrived in Fayetteville determined to prove that their season was far from over. Arkansas, meanwhile, wanted to protect its home field and finally earn its first SEC victory of the season. Both teams understood that this game represented more than another date on the schedule. It was an opportunity to restore confidence, shift momentum, and provide hope for the weeks ahead. From the opening kickoff, Auburn showed that it intended to establish a physical style of football. The Tigers leaned heavily on their running game, attempting to control the pace and keep the Arkansas offense from finding an early rhythm. Every possession carried importance because both defenses were playing with intensity. Auburn's offensive line battled hard at the line of scrimmage, creating opportunities for Jeremiah Cobb to gain valuable yards between the tackles. His determination to keep moving forward after contact helped Auburn sustain drives and gradually build confidence on offense. On the opposite sideline, Arkansas believed its explosive offense could eventually break through. Entering the contest, the Razorbacks ranked among the nation's most productive offensive teams, averaging more than 500 yards per game. Their ability to stretch the field with quarterback Taylon Green and a talented group of receivers had been one of the few bright spots during a difficult season. The Razorbacks hoped another productive afternoon would finally translate into a conference victory. The first quarter reflected exactly what fans expected from two desperate teams. Every first down felt significant, every defensive stop generated emotion, and every possession carried pressure. Auburn managed to move the football methodically, avoiding unnecessary risks while relying on a balanced offensive approach. Arkansas answered with its own moments of success, using Taylon Green's athleticism to create opportunities through both the air and on the ground. As the game continued, Auburn's defense began demonstrating why it would eventually become the story of the afternoon. The Tigers flew to the football, wrapped up ball carriers, and refused to allow easy explosive plays. Even when Arkansas completed passes downfield, Auburn's defenders quickly rallied to limit additional yardage. That discipline kept the Razorbacks from completely taking control during the early stages. Despite Auburn's solid defensive effort, the Tigers struggled to find consistency at quarterback. Jackson Arnold entered the game hoping to provide stability, but the Arkansas defense constantly pressured him into uncomfortable situations. The Razorbacks mixed coverage effectively, forcing Auburn's passing game into difficult decisions. Every incomplete pass increased the tension on the Auburn sideline as coaches searched for answers. Meanwhile, Arkansas slowly found its offensive rhythm. Taylon Green displayed the arm strength that has made him one of the conference's more dangerous quarterbacks. His willingness to challenge Auburn's secondary kept the Tigers from stacking too many defenders near the line of scrimmage. Several timely completions energized the home crowd and shifted momentum toward the Razorbacks. One of the biggest offensive highlights for Arkansas came through wide receiver Raylan Sharp. Working his way into open space, Sharp hauled in a touchdown reception from Green, igniting the stadium and giving Arkansas a significant emotional boost. The play showcased the chemistry between quarterback and receiver while reminding everyone why the Razorbacks had entered the afternoon as one of the SEC's more explosive offenses. The second quarter became the turning point of the first half. Arkansas capitalized on Auburn's offensive mistakes and suddenly seized control of the game. Momentum shifted rapidly as the Razorbacks began making plays on both sides of the football. Every successful drive increased Auburn's frustration while boosting the confidence of the home team. The defining moment arrived late in the half when Jackson Arnold attempted to make a play through the air. Instead, the Arkansas defense anticipated the throw perfectly. Defensive back Connie Walker stepped into the passing lane, intercepted the football, and sprinted 89 yards for a touchdown. The spectacular return electrified the Razorback faithful and dramatically changed the complexion of the contest. The interception return represented far more than 7 points. It gave Arkansas a commanding 21-10 advantage heading into halftime while placing enormous pressure on Auburn. What had started as a competitive battle suddenly looked like another disappointing afternoon for the Tigers. Players walked toward the locker room knowing significant adjustments would be necessary if they hoped to avoid a fifth consecutive defeat. For head coach Hugh Freeze, the halftime break became one of the most important moments of Auburn's season. His team had competed well defensively, but offensive inconsistency threatened to erase those efforts. Rather than accepting the direction of the game, the coaching staff made a bold decision that would ultimately transform the contest. Late in the second quarter, Auburn had already begun inserting Ashton Daniels at quarterback, and the halftime break gave the Tigers an opportunity to fully commit to the change. It was a difficult decision because changing quarterbacks in the middle of an set game always carries risk. However, the coaching staff believed a fresh approach could inject life into an offense desperately searching for momentum. When Auburn returned to the field for the second half, there was an immediate difference in energy. Ashton Daniels looked calm inside the pocket and demonstrated confidence with every snap. Rather than forcing difficult throws, he made smart decisions, delivered accurate short passes, and kept the offense moving efficiently. His command of the huddle gave teammates renewed belief that the comeback remained possible. Although Daniels did not need to produce spectacular statistics, his effectiveness became obvious almost immediately. Auburn focused on sustaining drives, instead of chasing quick touchdowns. Every first down allowed the Tigers to keep possession, wear down the Arkansas defense, and gradually swing momentum back in their favor. Equally important was the continued excellence of Jeremiah Cobb. The running back refused to allow Arkansas defenders easy tackles, repeatedly turning modest gains into productive runs. His patience behind the offensive line and determination after contact became critical components of Auburn's offensive strategy. As the third quarter approached, it became increasingly clear that Auburn wanted to control the clock, dominate field position, and force Arkansas to play under constant pressure. While the offense searched for consistency, Auburn's defense prepared for an even greater challenge. They understood that containing Taylon Green would determine whether the Tigers could complete their comeback. The defensive coaches emphasized disciplined coverage, aggressive tackling, and creating turnovers whenever opportunities appeared. Those adjustments would soon change not only the direction of the game but perhaps the confidence of Auburn's entire season. As both teams lined up to begin the second half, the contrast between the sidelines was unmistakable. Arkansas carried the confidence of a team protecting a double-digit lead in front of its home crowd. Auburn, however, displayed the determination of a group refusing to let another close-set game slip away. The Tigers believed their defense could create opportunities, their rushing attack could control the tempo, and Ashton Daniels could provide the steady leadership necessary for a comeback that only a few minutes earlier had seemed unlikely. The stage was now perfectly set for one of the most dramatic momentum swings Auburn would experience all season, as the Tigers prepared to launch a determined second-half rally that would completely redefine the outcome of this SEC showdown.